to Puff, right?
Nah, this is what happens when you young and black and coming off the street and coming from high school or wherever you coming from. You don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these lawyers, you got to charge some of it to the lawyers, too.
Definitely.
You know
letting you get in that
yeah.
situation.
You got to charge yourself, first and foremost, for putting your John Hancock on the paper. But then, like, after a few years and after 10 years and 12 years, and you become of age and have kids and have a life ahead of you. Nobody never took nothing from me. Like, it's hard for me to look at Diddy. It's hard to go, like, to be phony about it and pull him out on stage at the Hova concert and do the Benjamins, and it's hard. Like, it's not.
Have you talked to him about
millions of dollars? This is my life. It's worth dying. It's worth killing over. Like, serious.
That's what people don't understand.
Don't say, Jada, you bugging. Or it's worth really killing. Like, sit down, think about it, pull it all on the table. It's really worth doing it over. Like, some things ain't worth it. That's one of the things that's worth it. So, me personally, I can't sleep sometimes. Like, I lose sleep. Like, I be ready to just black out. Like,
how long have you been? Have you had the conversations with Puff about trying to buy it back?
He's so much of a gangster with the paperwork. He'll tell you one thing, and then he'll tell his lawyer or people that represents him something else.
And then it never happens. And this is amazing. I mean,
and you've been trying to do this for years?
For years, Ange. We on our, we've been quiet and all that. We on our 7th or 8th lawyer for this.
No security guard can stop.
How much money are we talking? How much money are we talking?
Off a skyscraper.
We
stainless steel, the double door joints.
We talking.
No security.
I couldn't even tell you.
I mean, estimated you couldn't.
A couple mil.
A couple million?
I would say a couple mil.
I can't even say. I'm not even sure.
We paid a couple mil to get out. We paid almost $3 million to get out.
To get off Bad Boy.
Yeah, we had no $1 million budget. We did one album there, Inch. We did one album. We did Money, Power, Respect there.
This ain't for albums. This is for life.
This is for life, too. This
is why it's worth killing. It ain't like
when this contract's up.
So if this is for the rest of your life, if you make a song, you have the way it stands. He gets money no matter what.
If we make a Give It to Me or in the club, he's gonna make more off that than we are.
And people don't understand.
That's worth throwing it all out the window.
That's worth saying, wake up saying, yo, I'm tired of this, man. I'm literally tired of this. Like, people, yo, it's a hit, and people, people been calling us since, like, you guys can't do this, and, it looks like a gimmick, and it looks like a game, and this is our life. Like, this ain't no joke. Like, from when we came in the door,
it's worth killing. It's worth throwing it out the window.
When we came in the door, we ain't no greedy dudes.
Mm-hmm.
If you know us, Ange, anybody who knows us, we hard workers, we chilling, we humble, we the streets, like. But we ain't trying to go rob nobody for nothing or say, yo, hit us with something. But yo, dog, we made one album with you. Years ago, we came in the game. We paid $3 million to get off. Close to $3 million.
I gotta pay him $300,000.
You made, Lord knows what you made off the Benjamins.
Every time I put out a solo album, he gotta get an advance of $300,000.
What kind of?
That's crazy. That's what the people don't see. Like,
salute. Welcome to UncivILLized episode 2. We talking Diddy today, y'all. Diddy done gave it back. Hope y'all had a good Labor Day weekend. We hanging out. Appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the like button. Just starting out, so there's probably nobody in here right now. But I'm going to keep it moving. Looks like Diddy has made a deal to give back everyone's publishing from Bad Boy. In an unprecedented move, Diddy's giving back all his publishing. For those that don't know, Diddy and publishing have been an issue for MCs since the golden era. What I kicked this episode off with was a 2005 interview between Styles P and Jadakiss with Angie Martinez, where they discuss how long Puff had their publishing. This is after they left Bad Boy. For those that don't know, they had a campaign, a street campaign, to get off Bad Boy Records and go to Rough Rider Records. We'll get to that later on in the discussion, but it's been a long road for publishing, so it's a crazy thing to see Diddy get back publishing. Some people have different, opinions of it. Mark Curry, former writer and rapper for Bad Boy, is not so happy about it. We'll see his take on it in a second, but that's the move. Supposedly, also, Diddy has lost his Ciroc and his De Leon partnership. I thought he had more ownership stake in that company and those companies than I guess he actually did. We're gonna look into that too. But yeah, so that's been the word. Now I ain't watched the complete Earn Your Leisure interview with Puff to see whether he actually said he was giving everybody back his publishing. I believe it because Mark Curry said that he knew early that Puff was gonna do this. But I haven't seen him mention it himself, but I believe it for that reason. And Mark Curry has a point. So let's go listen to Mark Curry and see what Mark Curry has to say. We're gonna link in the description to the original video from Forgotten Kings TV when this stream is over. If you guys see anything, any problems, hear any problems, let me know in the chat, and I'll get it on and popping. With that, let's get it. This is Mark Curry talking about Diddy giving back his publishing. Now, I pulled up well, we'll talk about that afterwards.
I don't want the publishing. I want the money.
Period. This is how it starts. I don't want the publishing. I want the money. And he got a point.
Come on, y'all think he doing a good thing because he give back some publishing? Come on, man. It's not worth anything. And then he don't have the Ciroc or the De Leon, and then he gonna give $1 million to Jackson State like he doing some humanitarian type thing. He just trying to do whatever he can to keep his name relevant so he can go for a new deal because he don't really have nothing that's making him no money right now. He's not even a billionaire no more, so let's talk.
Yo, what's up?
He's not even a billionaire no more, so let's talk. Well, let's see.
Decided to give. Over the weekend, reports came out that Diddy had turned down a multi-million-dollar deal and instead decided to give former Bad Boy artists back their publishing. That's right. Now, when I first seen these reports on social media, I really didn't know how accurate they were. But as the days progressed, more and more platforms decided to run this story. So
Diddy hands publishing rights back to Bad Boy artist Faith Evans, Mason, a Notorious Big estate. It's also been a topic of contention for many years is why, after Biggie being gone for so long, was he still holding his publishing? There was a time during the altercation between the Locks and Diddy on Angie Martinez that Little C's brought that up in that argument. But at the time, Valletta Wallace, Biggie's mother, got on an interview with Angie on that same week. Got on an interview with Angie and told C's basically mind your business about Big's publishing. We'll get to that too. So, see what's popping.
Assume there's some truth to this, right? Today, Revolt even made a post acknowledging this as well. So, since the release of this news, a lot of people have taken to social media to give their own criticism of Diddy, now deciding to give Bad Boy artists their publishing back. Some are really upset that Diddy waited this long, and some, on the other hand, are saying that they finally appreciate Diddy for deciding to make this happen. So today we actually have one of Bad Boy's former artists, Mark Curry, for those who may not know, giving his reaction.
Let's see what that said.
Today,
instead of selling Bad Boy Records catalog to interested candidates, Combs decided to reassign the publishing rights to the label's artists and songwriters, including the likes of Faith Evans, the estate of the late Notorious Big, and Mace, who's called out the music executive for allegedly not paying him for his work. I think that would have probably been a better solution for Puff. Take the catalog as a whole, sell it, and then break that bread off to these people. We'll get to that, but for some people, owning their masters and owning their publishing ain't really worth it. Hence why people sell it when they know what they're selling to begin with. A lot of these guys in the music business sold their publishing not even knowing what the word publishing meant or what it was. They sold their ability for another check. They sold their ability for another outlet, another income. They didn't even know it when they did it though. The dudes that bought it knew it, You'll hear Nori talk about it a lot. Nori talks about the brother that passed away. I can't remember his name right now, but it was Jack, something Jack. That was his lawyer at the time. That was the guy that got him in on the deal or had something to do with the deal, and him and Traj ended up with Nori's publishing. Years later, you'll hear Nori say, "Oh, I got jerked." You won't hear the guy that bought the publishing say that. They'll just say, "No, this is part of the game. I come to you. You make all these songs for me. I come to you. I say, hey, man, here's a certain amount of money. Let me get that publishing off you." So, I think it was a better idea for these artists that are busted, these artists that are sitting at home doing nothing, if he would have sold the catalog and then broke them off a piece.
We actually had one of Bad Boy's former artists, Mark Curry, for those who may not know, giving his reaction to Diddy finally deciding to give back Bad Boy artists their publishing. So y'all know how we do, man. Let's check out this clip. Y'all let me know. What's your thoughts on Diddy finally deciding to give Bad Boy artists back their publishing? Let me know your thoughts and concerns down in the comment section below. But yeah, let's get right to it.
Daddy gave the publishing back. Whoop-de-doo. What's it worth? What was it worth 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and what's it worth now? What did he give you back? I'm telling you, he gave me mine back a long time ago. I was the first person he called. He said, "Mark, I want you to be the first person that know this. I'm giving all my artists back their publishing."
I'd like to know how long ago that was.
Which is equivalent to giving back your girlfriend after he done poked her in the booty and raped her and did everything that he got all of the worth out. It's like a spider went in and sucked all of the insides out of it and then give it back. That's disrespectful. I told her, why don't you just keep it and pay me? I don't want the publishing, I want the money. Come on, y'all think he doing a good thing because he give back some publishing? Come on, man. It's not worth anything. And then he don't have the Ciroc or the DeLeon, and then he gonna give $1 million to Jackson State like he doing some humanitarian type thing. He just trying to do whatever he can to keep his name relevant so he can go for a new deal because he don't really have nothing that's making him no money right now. He's not even a billionaire no more, so let's talk. Let's talk. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to talk about it? Or y'all just want to read about it and let it seem like everybody like, oh, Puffy gives all his artists back their money. I mean, they publishing. So what? The shit ain't even worth like $400 a year, $300 a year. It's not worth nothing. You can't do nothing. Most of these songs that all of the artists have, ain't nobody gonna come back and license them for movies later on, Shine, Bad Boy for Life, What Kind of Nigga Slang Bang in the Street. Nah, that's not like Bon Jovi. That's not like the Police.
I beg to differ, but I differ in the sense of what he's saying about it's not Bon Jovi, it's not the Police. It's there's some people that are gonna benefit from having their publishing. There's some songs that are kind of forever. They're that big. Biggie is always gonna get publishing money. His estate's always gonna get publishing money. His songs are always gonna get licensed for ads and activations and movies and TV and placements. It's always gonna get placements. Whoa, Big Rob, always gonna have placements. It's a song that'll always be licensed. It reminds me of DMX, Party Up. Party Up. Just a couple of years ago, there wasn't a commercial that, just a couple of years ago, and that song's what, 15, 20 years old? Just a couple of years ago, that song was on everywhere. Every commercial, every movie, every Deadpool flick, whatever, that song was out there. So Whoa is gonna keep getting publishing money. All About the Benjamins, it's always gonna get money. That song's always gonna get licensed. Mark Curry, I don't know what he wrote on, but I know he's on Bad Boys for Life. Like he said, that's probably only worth $400 a year. And residual income from the publishing. So for some people it's worth it, for some it ain't. Let's take a look at the hits. Bad Boys hits. Only You, 112. Yeah, man, it's like, who's licensing these songs? 112, Peaches and Cream, those things are always in movies. Hypnotize, always in movies and ads. All About the Benjamins, probably going to get some publishing over time. Whoa, to me, definitely. Bad Boys, I mean, they'll put that in movies, I'm sure. But again, is it worth them getting it back after 25 years, like he said, after she's been used and abused, you know? Something's wrong with my stream. Something's not looking right about my stream, so y'all let me know. There ain't nobody out there, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm looking at you right here. I'm on by one only, but stream health is excellent. It's an error. Whatever. So yeah, like Who Shot Ya? That ain't gonna do much. More Money, More Problems. That song's always gonna make money. But he's right. How much? How much money? What is it really worth? What is it really worth? Angels, I don't even remember that joint. I think I know what it is. We got Cassie joints. We got, yeah, Danity Kane joints. French. Boys in the Hood. Big Papa's always gonna get money. Jada and Styles, who I'm sure wrote a lot in that time frame. All About the Benjamins, they're definitely gonna catch a check from that every year. But I don't know, man. I don't know how much. I don't know its impact, which is basically the same thing that Mark Curry is saying. You know? Basically the same thing Mark Curry is saying. What's it worth?
You know what I mean? We talking about songs that publishing that got long legs. It ain't really no long leg publishing coming out there except for the one he got with every breath, every step you take, and all of that kind of stuff. Ain't nothing else valuable over the G-Dep. I mean, you know, give him his publishing back. But what's the value in it? If ain't nobody picking up these songs and listening to them right now, like on the radio, if they not picking them up and listening to them right now, then it ain't nothing being...
See, the things that... The only thing that he could probably hope for is, like, you look at people that do these versus battles, their catalog blows up the next day. Maybe during that last blow up is when they needed their publishing. You know what I'm saying? How many of those blow ups do you expect to have in a career, you know? In a career that's been over, it's been past, or music that's older now.
Generated on them. Like they just did 50 years of hip hop. So they went back and brought back Melly Mel. They brought back a whole bunch. They brought back Craig G. They brought back a whole bunch of old school artists, which in return gives them some publishing legs. Just when people say, who is that? And then want to go Google them and then maybe see what the songs that they used to do long time ago. Now that might make them a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
But come on, y'all. What y'all want to do? What's going on, Miss Scott? What's going on, Rick Reese? You know, I just said so many people just kept sending me this post about twins and all of that, and they his. Whoop-de-doo. He ain't just keep that and give everybody $1 million. How come he ain't do? Why he didn't just keep that and give everybody $2 million? You know what I'm saying? Why he didn't just keep that and give everybody $1 million? How come he didn't say, I'm sorry for, you know, what I may have caused in your life, and, you know, what I may have taken from you and your family. I know you could have ate with these over the years, but I took it and I was soaking it up. So really, only thing he doing is confessing. Everything that I own belonged to somebody else. But y'all still think he's doing something nice? He's not doing nothing nice. He's just giving back what he never should have had in the first place.
Why you didn't tell him that on the phone, though? When he gave you back your publishing, why you didn't tell him, hey, man, you think we don't see what you doing here? It's just smoke and mirrors. You just showing everybody that you Mr. Nice Guy. You giving us back our beat up girlfriends.
And it ain't even worth nothing. I'm already telling you, the publishing only be like, man, shit only be like, man, about 700 here and there. 400 here and there. I do get licensed people that want to use Bad Boy for Life in different movies and things like that. I get those quite often, but I still worked out a deal with the people who I got a publishing deal with. Whenever I get something like that, if I just agree to let them use it, I still get the money anyhow. So it doesn't really matter. Y'all really want to get on this publishing game? Let's talk about it. What's 100% of nothing? Come on, let's see who's smart. Somebody put it out there. 100% of nothing. What's that?
Yeah, for those that don't know, like you hear people say the masters. The masters is the recording. Somebody paid to have the recording of that song created, right? Somebody owns that master tape. It's the master tape that they can create all other tapes from, right? Distribute it, remaster it, whatever. 20 years anniversary, let's remaster it, make it sound nice and bright, put it out. You know, then you got your publishing. That's the money that you get from writing a song. You get a piece of that when it's played on radio, when it's this, when it's that. These guys had #1 records on the radio. That's when they needed their publishing. That's when they needed their publishing. These guys had #1 songs on the radio. Now, their songs ain't spinning. They're not in commercials. They're not just everywhere. So what he's saying is, say, like unionizing. Like if you try to unionize mixed martial arts, the guys in the top don't have the incentive to really unionize because they good. It's the guys on the bottoms that's busted. You know what I'm saying? So Jadakiss gonna make money off this deal. Style, Chic, they're gonna make money off this deal. Like I said, Black Rob's estate should make some money off this deal. Biggie's estate's definitely gonna make money off this deal. This live stream's wilding today. I'm hoping it's looking good. It's not looking right in the numbers over here, but I'm just keep it moving.
You know what I'm saying? He want to be real nice. I told him when he died, I said, look, man, how about you keep the publishing and just pay me for it? I said, just give me the money for it. You keep it. He said, nah, I want to give it to you and then let you do what you feel you want to do with it. I said, well, I wanted to do something with it years ago, but you just not wanting to give it back. How about, nah. You keep her. You got kids with it and everything, and just pay me. He didn't want to do that. Why he didn't want to do that? Because it's not worth $1 million. All of these years he fighting over not giving Mace back his publisher. I don't really speak about him too much. Cool dude, but you don't speak of me, I don't speak of him. He was going through a lot about giving Mace, about giving the Locks back their publishing. Everybody want their publishing. What they want their publishing for? For what? Where are we making money off our publishing now? I ain't even heard Bad Boy for Life or nothing.
And that's, again, now you own that publishing. Now it's your business to go make shit happen with that publishing. Now it's your business to find outlets for your publishing. Otherwise, who's going to do it for you? He didn't give you the money. He gave you the publishing. Figure out how to make that publishing work.
And they play it, you might make what, about $2, $5 or something like that. Come on, man. We grown men out here. We trying to eat big meals out here, big sandwiches, big snacks. You understand? He doing this little stuff, man. Come on, y'all. Y'all really like this? Come on, talk to me. Ask me a question or something. Make this interesting. Oh, shit, I ain't been moving.
And also, let's talk about Mark Curry. You know what I'm saying? How many people really know who Mark Curry is? You know? You had to be really paying attention to know who Mark Curry is. I don't know how much he wrote. Maybe he wrote a lot of the catalog of that during that time. You know, I don't know how much he wrote, but it's the guys at the top that's going to benefit from this. But is Puffy foul for giving it back now? I mean, nobody's giving it back, period. You see Ashanti wants her masters. As far as Irv Gotti's concerned, hell no. As far as Irv Gotti's concerned, I gave you an opportunity to make a living making music. You get to tour. I don't make money off your tours. This is how I get paid. I own these masters. I made these recordings. I paid for these recordings to happen. This is how I get money. I license this. You know? So his answer is no. So is this just publicity for Diddy? He do a little PR campaign. He put it out there. Hey, I gave them their publishing back. I'm great, ain't I? Give me a liquor deal. Or is he doing this out of the kindness of his heart? And if so, an artist like Mark Curry, who's sitting on his front porch, who's questioning what he can do with the publishing. I'm sure Diddy knows what he can do with the publishing. But I don't think that publishing is worth nothing broke up like that. That publishing is only worth something as a collective. The Bad Boy catalog. So we'll see.
What up, new flip drip? You already know, Puff. Yeah, that's right. I ain't know I had to move this. Cash is John. What's going on? Preach. That's right, exactly. Where's the cash? Versatile, you already know what it is. Come. I ain't doing it. It's all in the book. G Yup, the Bad Boys of Hip Hop. It just speaks. So legal dude, go get the book. Dancing with the Devil book. G Yup, it's all in the book. Everybody, what you really do, go get the book. Dancing with the Devil, how Puff burnt the Bad Boys of Hip Hop. It just speaks some real good things.
How Puff burned the Bad Boys of Hip Hop.
You know what I'm saying? That, you know, one that might want to know. You know what I'm saying? Might got a little bit of truth into it. What's up? Wait, my boy Marley Marl, man. Come on, Marl. I need to get these computers. I think Puff being nice. He all over the news right now. Kiki B all on the news talking about him. He done lost his Ciroc. He done lost his... you can get the book from Amazon. Go to Amazon.com and then Google, or you can Google Mark Curry Dancing with the Devil book, and then it'll come up to Amazon. You can get the book right there, and I appreciate that. Bring me up. What's going on? Let's Play About It podcast. Come on, let's get the rest. Therefore, making a buzz, and then to help them get some more public. Wonder Mike and Master. I'm gonna tell y'all something that's cold. For the first time, damn near in life, have you ever seen the Sugar Hill Gang, Wonder Mike and Master G on stage? Because for so long, the Sugar Hill family owned the Sugar Hill rights. They own Master G, they own Big Bank Hank, and they own Wonder Mike, the names. So for all of this time, Sugar Hill Gang was out on the road doing shows, but it wasn't really the Sugar Hill Gang. It was their sons, like Scoochie and I believe Scoochie, and it's a couple of brothers. So those was the only one that was really a part of the group was Big Bank Hank. He would go on the tours with them and stuff like that. But then Big Bank Hank died, and then all of the Sugar Hill brothers and everything died, and then only one brother was left, and he finally gave them back the rights to use their name. So this is the first time you seen Wonder Mike on stage, and he looked like he needed help, assistant getting on the stage. Come on, man. Do you know how it felt good to see them? But they've been raped for so long. This is hip-hop. This is what's been going on, man. What's going on, Sister Sexy? We'll get back in the studio because first it's not really worth nothing, and then I think he had a couple of young people that was working with him that was trying to tell him things that he could possibly do in order to better himself, and one of the things that they felt that he needed to do was give everybody back their publishing. So they kind of had got into his ear, his new office over at the Combs Enterprises. Boom, and then I guess he was just like, I get you.
Yeah, he's saying it at the Combs Enterprises. He probably got a new PR firm. PR firm is like, yo, Puff, we need you to get your image together, bro. Between 50 out here clowning your sexuality and your history with your artists, it's not looking good, bro. So he probably got a PR firm over there, a bunch of young Thundercats that are like, yo, give everybody their publishing back. It ain't no skin off you. What you make off that publishing? And he said, $400 a year off Mark Curry's publishing. Sure, I'll give him all of that back. It's quite possible what he's saying is true. Quite possible. And when you know how savvy Diddy is, even more possible.
You know, I'll give everybody their publishing back. But if you look at how much, and then he also had a new deal on the table with the liquor. So he was ready to get a real big deal with the liquor. So he was like, man, forget this publishing. I'm going on with this liquor. But the liquor thing didn't fall through. It didn't fall through. He kind of spoke a little bit out against them, and they was like, yo, we a company 400 years worth of being in business. Do you think we're going to let one face come along and this be the face of our company for 15 years and then tell us what to do? We've been in this business for 400.
So I had no clue that he didn't have ownership stake in Ciroc and De Leon. But guess what? 400 years, the company, whatever, I ain't know nothing about no Ciroc until Diddy put that shit out there. I ain't know nothing about no De Leon until my boy Big Mel came in here with a bottle and it was Diddy's. I didn't know nothing about it until then. Diddy did that. So, miss me with the 400 years shit.
Years. It's almost like 4 decades of people, 4 different lives of people that ran through this. Do you really think that you're going to come aboard this boat and tell us how to run it? You don't go into a dog's house and tell the dog where to sleep. So he went wrong. Now, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Omniism, that's me. That's me. Omniism, my omnis. Anyone, we can work something out ASAP. Come, you know, by Mike Tyson on house telling myself, dudes, what's going on? Big G, he done gave. I'm telling everybody what he just did was, it's an insult. He should have gave me the money and kept the girl. You done took the girl, you slept with her. It was my girlfriend at first. You slept with her, you used her. You abused her. You was walking around getting all the money off of her. And then now all of a sudden you have the kindness in your heart to give it back. Give her back to me. I don't want her. I since moved on. I cut my losses back then. Cut my losses. Here, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm on live. Go ahead, y'all. See, I got dogs. I got the... Come on. Okay. Yeah, Snare, you see him in here. Lemon Pepper, what's going on? It's really not worth nothing, man. It's like, man, you should have seen when he called me. He was like, yeah, I'm giving you back your publishing. I'm like, man, I tell you what, I was trying to do everything in my power to let him keep the publishing and just tell him to send me like $1 million or $2 million.
You was doing everything in your power but saying it. You saying it now on the internet.
That's what I really wanted. You know what I'm saying? That would have really, really helped me out at this time right now. I could have went and got myself back on what I need to be on, got back out a little bit. But you know what? I don't need the publishing. I need the money.
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Mr. Key.
And there it is, man. He don't need the publishing. He need the money. Shout out Forgotten Kings TV. We're going to link that video in the description. So, I'll say this. Mark Curry has a point. I think it would have been smarter if Diddy to just, if he wanted to do the PR move, sell the publishing. People are getting big publishing deals right now. Sell the publishing, break that up into pieces, hand it out amongst themselves. If he wanted that as a PR move. But he'll get praised because not many people are going to hear what Mark Curry had to say about the whole situation. Unless the big boys, unless Valletta Wallace comes out and says, this is bullshit, or Jada and Styles come out and say, nah, we're not with this. Unless we see that, then it looks like this PR stunt is gonna go over well. Does it start a chain reaction? Listen, this goes back to there's dudes, old white men in the music business that, if you watch The Sopranos, they did a whole episode about it. That's a real thing. It's a dude that says he wrote 1 million songs that he paid to produce, and took the publishing money forever. In perpetuity, people, watch out for that word, perpetuity. That word will put you in shackles. You know what I'm saying? That word will put you in shackles. Let's see. Let me see. There's a... there was a... Yo, what's up with this dropping frames? Yeah, let's check these. Did I lose it? Still here. I'm just looking around. I don't see it. Let me type it in. Diddy gives back publishing. Listen here. Let's see. I'd like to see what the Star Report has to say. Let's get this news report right here.
Sean Diddy Combs is reportedly giving back publishing rights to artists under his Bad Boy Records label. According to multiple reports, Combs is reassigning the music publishing rights to artists who helped make his record label into what it is today. Artists who are expected to get their publishing rights back include singer Faith Evans and rapper Mace.
Listen, the ladies and gentlemen that are paying attention to Good Day Seattle are not watching Mark Curry on the internet complain about how he'd rather have the money. So Diddy's plan, if this is a public relations plan, which almost everything is always a public relations plan, is working actively.
And the estate of the notorious B.I.G. Those rights are reportedly worth millions.
Reportedly, they're worth millions. Reportedly. So in 2005, in Styles, I believe Sheik was in jail at the time. I believe, I don't believe, I know this was 2005. I believe Sheik was in jail at the time. And this is them talking to Angie Martinez. Now, by this point, they had already done the Let the Locks Go campaign. The Let the Locks Go campaign was basically a street campaign. The Locks have always been beloved in the streets, beloved in the hood. They wanted out of the shiny suits. They wanted off Bad Boy Records. They wanted to go home to Rough Riders, where they came from, and Diddy wasn't going to let them go. The people raised enough hell that eventually they got a deal. They paid. They had to pay to get out, but they got out. Now after they're out, they're still frustrated that Diddy got their publishing, so they aired it out live on Angie Martinez. Diddy called in, and this turned into a whole week of craziness. Let's check it out.
There's some tickets to hang out with us up in the Bronx. We're passing live. Me, Flex, Dipset here today. If you're just tuning in, you didn't really give an announcement. You didn't really tell people what it was. I mean, we've been getting wind of it from other places, but you didn't officially give me what the word is. Do you want to do that? Tell me what exactly.
Go ahead, SP.
Come on, SP. Give me exactly what the word is, man.
It's only half a word now. See, because we went and had it's half of the business done. The word was we ain't trying to work till we fix. We get what we do. That was the word. And that's on.
Go ahead.
And from when we was here, we got half of it fixed from just being here. The phone started ringing, you know, we got on the plane, we went in, sat down and met. And, you know,
What got you to that point in the first place?
slavery, Inch. I don't know what better way to put it to you. Like, it's like if you was coming to this job every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you putting in your hours, you know, you did what you did to make yourself the voice in New York. And I'm in the cut somewhere taking half of your money for what you do, like.
That's the label?
For a
Taking half
long
of your
time.
money?
No, that's not the label. That's
Publishing. That's Puffy.
That's publishing. You know what I mean? So it gets tiring after a while. Like if Kiss makes a hit, the Lots make a hit.
How does this work? So
Styles make a hit.
When you got signed to Bad Boy in the first place, you sold your publishing to Puff, right?
Now, this is what happens when you young and black and coming off the street and coming from high school or
You
whatever.
just want to get out. You just want to get out. They wave a contract in your face. It's mad words you ain't never read before. You don't understand what they mean. A word like in perpetuity. You can ask that question, but there's a million other words you got to deal with. You just want out. You see that number. They're going to give me this 80 grand. They're going to give me this 120 grand. When you worth 10 million.
Wherever you coming from, you don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these lawyers, you got to charge some of it to the lawyers, too.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to charge some of it to your own lawyers. That's another mistake. Artists, don't go into no situation with nobody where you get in there with them and they're like, I got a lawyer for you. Now you're using their lawyer. No. Most of these record labels, they hook you up with your lawyer. Now that lawyer is looking out for the label's best interest. You think he your lawyer, but he working for them. With their lawyer. It's like, come on, man.
You get in that situation.
You got to charge yourself first and foremost for putting your John Hancock on the paper. But then, like, after a few years and after 10 years and 12 years, and you become of age and have kids and have a life ahead of you. Nobody never took nothing from me. Like, it's hard for me to look at Diddy. It's hard to go, like, to be phony about it and
they hug you, let's go to the dinners, the bottles, all of this, but you garnishing my check. You garnishing my money every month.
out on stage at the Hova concert and do the Benjamins, and it's hard. Like, it's not.
Have you talked
This
to
is
him about?
millions of dollars. This is my life. It's worth dying. It's worth killing over. Like, serious.
That's
No
what people
joke,
don't understand.
Don't say, Jada, you bugging. Or it's worth really killing. Like,
What do you think? Is Jada bugging? Is Jada bugging? But that's how it be, though. You think about what you could do with that bread. You know you did the work. And the way a record executive will tell it to you is like, I invested in you, I should get this. But ain't there a place that you get this? Somewhere you get your money. This creative side's mine. Do the business side, get your money. But they'll take your creative side too, man. They'll take it. Now they take everything. Now they 360 you to death. You know? And there's arguments for it on both sides. Recently, Vince Staples and Joe Budden had an argument about that. Vince Staples, Joe's stance is 360 deals are shit. Vince Staples like, yeah, 360, but you breaking them a piece because it used to be the artist used to go get his performance money and that money was his. You go do a movie, that money's you. Now they want a piece of everything you do. That's a 360 deal. But Vince Staples' thought on it was, yeah, I'm giving them this percentage of my performance, but they're also supporting me with marketing dollars behind it too. So there's a benefit in that. But at this time, when this was happening with the Locks and them, it's like these executives like Puff, they had it done to him. I'm sure Andre Harrell got paid for a whole lot of Puffy's work. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes on and on and on. Back in history to people just getting screwed over and it's become part of the game. So even those who've been victim of it, they victimize others by doing that shit too. And then they're surprised when you put the strong arm on them.
Sit down, think about it, pull it all on the table. It's really worth doing it over. Like, some things ain't worth it. That's one of the things that's worth it. So, me personally, I can't sleep sometimes. Like, I lose sleep. Like, I be ready to just black out. Like,
how long have you been? Have you had the conversations with Puff about trying to buy it back?
He's so much of a gangster. With the paperwork, he'll tell you one thing, and then he'll tell his lawyer or people that represent him something else.
And then it never happens. And this is amazing. I mean,
and you've been trying to do this for years?
For years, Ange. We on our, we've been quiet and all that. We on our 7th or 8th lawyer for this.
No security guard can stop.
How much money are we talking? How much money are we talking?
And they got to pay for those lawyers. And they ain't got their publishing money to do it with.
Okay.
Off a skyscraper. Stainless steel, the double door joints.
We talking
Jada bogus for throwing refrigerators off skyscrapers. I mean, that's how you feel, man. You got a weight on you that feels like a steel refrigerator, and you want to drop it on dude because dude's eating good. And you built his company. Not built his company, but you was a brick in it. You was a brick in the original structure.
No security.
I couldn't even tell you.
I mean, estimated you couldn't.
A couple mil.
A couple million?
I would say a couple mil.
I can't even say. I'm not even sure.
We paid a couple mil to get out. We paid almost $3 million to get out.
To get off Bad Boy.
Yeah, we had no $1 million budget. We did one album there, Inch. We did one album. We did Money, Power, Respect there.
This ain't for albums.
And that's another thing. How much work did the artist put in? How much investment did Bad Boy put in that they get to own you forever now? You did one album with him, you bounced. At what point it's like, yo, I did one album with you, I'm tethered to you forever. Most people get out of a job or get away from a company, they're done with that company, they don't break them off a piece of their check. And that's what they're talking about here. Like, I did one album with you. You can say you supported us, you blew us up, but we also wrote for you. We did this, that, and the other, and we don't get paid for it. I dropped this refrigerator on your dome.
This is for life.
This is for life, too. This
is why it's worth killing. It ain't like
when this contract's up.
So if this is for the rest of your life, if you
make more off that than we are.
And people don't understand.
That's worth throwing it all out the window.
That's worth saying, wake up saying, yo, I'm tired of this, man. I'm literally tired of this. Like, people, it's a hit, and people been calling us since, like, you guys can't do this, and, it looks like a gimmick, and it looks like a game, and this is our life. Like, this ain't no joke. Like, from when we came in the door,
it's worth killing. It's worth throwing it out the window.
When we came in the door, we ain't no greedy dudes.
Mm-hmm.
If you know us, Ange, anybody will know us. We hard workers, we chilling, we humble, we the streets, like. But we ain't trying to go rob nobody for nothing or say, yo, hit us with something. But yo, dog, we made one album with you. Years ago, we came in the game. We paid $3 million to get off. Close to $3 million.
I gotta pay them $300,000.
You made, Lord knows what you made off the Benjamins.
Every time I put out a solo album, he gotta get an advance of $300,000.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's what the people don't see. Like, and to me, it's like, yo, come on, dog.
That's crazy. I'm off your label. I'm on my own. I'm making my own music, and I gotta break you off $300,000 to make a solo album. Sheesh, cause you gave me a shot. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's crazy. Some would say, yeah, I gave you the shot. I gave you your life. Others would say, it's worth everything for me to get my life back from you.
You on MTV, VH1, $1 million parties, Sean John, Justin's, this and that. We did one album with you, dog. You Benjamins, Lord, No Way Out from the Benjamins sold something crazy. You made something crazy. You made your money back off of that. And when we came in the door, our advance was between the three of us was like 100 G's. and you charged us $3 million to let go. And you had our publishing for half for 10 years now. And we've been trying to, we've been quiet, you know.
So some dudes come to your label. You give them 100 stacks. They split it 3 ways. They write some of your biggest hits. They support you in your label and your solo endeavors. Tour with you. They throw on the shiny suit. So now that $100,000 investment that you made them split between the 3 of them, you 10-fold, 20-fold, 100-fold on it, you know? It's pressure. They was under pressure.
You know, people be like, y'all wild, or y'all
but behind the scenes, you've been dealing with this for a long time.
We're on our 7th lawyer.
Let's go live.
Let's go.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
I mean,
Hey, yo, check this out, man. The last time y'all did this, man, y'all did the whole campaign, let the locks go and all that. Y'all ain't want to be down with Bad Boy, so we let y'all go. Y'all want to be down with us, we let y'all go, we keep it moving. But to get on there and portray like somebody got to go and steal and rob and be shysting y'all, that ain't really correct, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I'm at my office right now. I'm always accessible. Y'all ain't got to get on the radio and do certain tactics and do certain things to ever holler at me. Jadakiss, last time I saw you, I told you, let's get together, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? I told you I'm accessible. I said if anything don't come, if there's somebody standing in the way for you expressing yourself, or any of y'all expressing yourself, y'all can come get at me directly. You know what I'm saying? All that throwing the refrigerator and you going to kill, y'all ain't killing nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? We businessmen. We all mature adults say all that, right?
Gotta give it to Puff. Puff goes and handles it right away. He gets involved. He gets in the dirt right away.
There, I'm at
well, not right away, because like they're about to explain, getting to him, getting through 100 lawyers, it's hard to talk to the man.
My office, y'all can sit on this.
You got to threaten to throw a refrigerator on him for him to come out and discuss money with you.
Interview with her and talk as long as y'all want to talk about it. Or you can take the invitation I gave you before. But it's not even getting there because of your get on the radio, whatever tactics. I ain't your enemy.
Dog, we just
you need to bang like that on that's coming at you. I ain't your enemy.
Just yesterday we got a note from your office saying you don't have no idea of none of this or none of nothing.
Just yesterday, your lawyer told us that.
I see you at the show backstage. You said find out what it was.
But don't sit here and portray like Puff took nothing from y'all.
What is it? What is it? What do you call it?
If it's 10 years,
what do you call it? And don't say we can come to your office or do none of that, because we can't do none of that. We can't handle it no other way but with lawyers, and you know that, so don't get on the radio and act like a tough guy or none of that.
Wait, you know how we can settle?
You acting tough.
I'm in my office, so why don't we stop talking on the radio?
Now, you want people to stop talking because you just don't want to know the truth, dog. We made one record with you. Money, Power, Respect. It's 10 years later, and you still got half of our publishing. Now, there's no way you can make it justifiable that you deserve half of our publishing.
You to my face. We just at the concert. You ain't saying nothing.
What are we going to do, saying it to your face? Get sued? What do you want us to do? We can't touch. We can't be violent or none of that. We can't even have.
You saying all this, dog? 2 years ago, Levels in Miami.
You saying this for nothing, man.
Recognize real. Y'all know where the office is at. There's a big sign on it. I'm gonna be here.
It's the whole National Guard's downstairs too. Cut it out, man. We can't talk
in this. I'm a grown ass man.
You're a coward.
And I don't take nothing.
You're a thief,
You're a coward.
Don't say you're a thief.
Okay.
You're a
thief. Come to the office, man. Come to the office so we can straighten it out there.
Yo!
You say you're a coward. You're a thief. Sheesh.
How we just 3 guys you don't even mess with. You had your Ace Tools publishing.
There it is. Why does he still have Biggie's publishing? Biggie been dead how long? What could his kids have benefited from that publishing? You know? How much of Diddy's empire was that publishing worth that he held it for all those years? Them kids grown and married and shit.
You won't let his publishing go.
I'm at the office.
You won't let your man's publishing go.
We're going to argue in front of New York That's the way you
Do
want
you own your man's publishing, dog?
Nothing to y'all, man.
Do you own your man's
whoever
publishing?
New York could believe it or whatever. I don't
Do
really
you
care,
own your
man.
man's
I know
publishing?
that I can sleep good at night because I ain't never
You
did nothing to
can't-
y'all. And if y'all ever want
Dog, you had a whole bunch of artists that
don't like ugly, Puffy.
That's it.
Dog, you had a bunch of artists whose careers never went
Hey, yo,
right with you, dog.
Hey, yo,
Be for real, dog.
I'm
Look
not
at the
gonna
list.
insult you, but
Look at your list.
We don't want to be
You
violent.
the artist that been best for yourself. Look at your list, dog. Look at all the artists you dealt with. Look at the situation they dealt with. 112 not happy with you gone. Faith not happy with you gone. We not happy with you gone. Bass not happy with
Wow,
you
wow,
gone.
wow. All right,
Big
he hung
Daddy.
up. He's gone. He's gone. He's finished.
Shine jail. He says that, but what do you mean you ain't a thief or robbing? Dog, it's 10 years. We made one album with you. You got half of our publishing. Don't try to make it. Don't try to get on this phone with you a tough guy, because all you do is direct us to the lawyers. And you said that we had a face-to-face with this man in Miami, Levels, 2 summers ago. You know what he said? Yo, dog, y'all been through a lot. I know that. I know y'all felt it never went right with me. I feel like I got wrongs to right. This is what he said out of his mouth. This is what he said out of his mouth. You the one who came back coming to see if we want to get signed and do all that again. We want our publishing, dog, and we got a right to that. It's been years now. Years you had our stuff. Nobody, pardon us. Pardon him. He was wrong for threatening you or your life over the radio or whatever. But that's frustration.
He didn't threaten. Let's just clear. He didn't threaten. He said it's worth.
You right, pardon me. You right. He didn't threaten you. But it is worth it. He don't understand that because you just been robbing people for years. And people could look at it and you could look at what he said. Then you look at us and you look at his catalog of artists he had. And you sit back and do the homework yourself.
And keep in mind, this argument is almost 20 years ago. And they just now getting they publishing. But again, he's not bound to give nobody their publishing. It's not his business to give up their publishing. Other CEOs are not going to give up the publishing. They're not going to get it back.
You go home, forget what we said, forget we the streets, we the locks. This is how we voice our opinion, and this is how we voice our opinion because we ain't corporate. We ain't industry, so we got to let the streets know that. This is how we voice our opinion through the airwaves, through the mixtapes, through songs. We can't voice our opinion through lawyers and go. You've seen what we got to do to have a meeting, Ange.
Right.
So let's be for real when it comes to the corporate side. Don't try to confuse the listeners in the streets to think it's that simple, because he's going to give you the runaround like he been for the past 10 years. We've been trying to get our publishing the past 10 years, so don't try to act like we bugging out of nowhere. We've been through 7 lawyers and all kind of things. So, but be for real, we did one album with you.
Well, can I just ask you? I'm sorry.
I'm worked up.
I know you are. No, I know you are. But let's just say this. Let's just say this. At this point, the way this whole day and this whole thing has happened, it might have been. It's too bad that it had to take this long and come to this point to get him on the phone. But he got on the phone, and it's obviously a public.
He's still trying to butter it up.
I know he's okay. But let's just say. But now it's a public argument, and you know whether you believe
nothing's gonna happen.
No. Whether you believe he'll have the meeting or not, he said he would.
For those that don't know, they still exist. Hip Hop Police was a big thing around that time. 2003 to 2002, 2003 to about. I mean, they're still around. They were on rappers. They was just watching rappers, waiting for rappers to make a mistake. So Jada cleared it up. To the Hip Hop Police, I'm not gonna drop a refrigerator on his head.
And I mean, would you at that point, let's say, would you sit down, would you have a meeting, and if this was resolved, would you then be able to continue? Is it just this alone? Well, that's 2 parts. Number one, would you sit down? He said on the radio he would sit down. I know it took a long time. I know it's on the radio.
No problem sitting down. It's not us that don't want it. It's not.
We've been trying to sit down forever. This is what nobody realized.
But now it's public.
Yeah, we willing to sit down.
He cared, or he was, it got to the point where he felt he needed to call up and discuss it.
It got to the point because when you tell people the truth, because
it was public relations for him. It got to the point where he had to call in and put a stop to it. They're making him sound like a thief, like they want to drop a fridge on his head. That's public relations for him. So is this a public relations stunt giving everybody back? I'm telling you, it's working. It's working. The people that are watching Good Morning Seattle are not listening to Mark Curry or me on the internet. Facts.
hip-hop, 90% of hip-hop is fake people, and people coming on air being fake to you. And probably it's 80% of the artists in the same situation we in, but they sit up here to you fronting so much, and you know, I'm this and that, I got this and that, I got this and that. If you didn't do them big numbers, I know exactly what you got. If you came in the 90s like we came in, unless it was spectacular, you sitting there fronting because you don't want the people to know how it's going down. Now, we all right. We made money off of our hard-earned grinding. This is what people need to understand.
Gotta give that to the Locks, man. They never called it quits. They never said die. Them dudes kept themselves active. Just blue collar MC shit. Real talk. And made millions out of it. So salutes to the Locks for that.
When you see us in the street in the nice trucks, the Rangers, the Benzes, whatever vehicles we in, when we copped our houses, when we did all of that, we did that off a hard-earned side artist, grinding, mixtape hustle. I get a verse for you here, I write this here for you on the low. This man is making tons of money off of us for no apparent reason. No reason at all. Okay, I can't wait to sit down and talk.
I want to play a song because I want this to calm down a little bit so we could, you know. I know you
play the Benjamins. He killed it off of that. You just ought to play that.
You want to play the Benjamins for real?
Play that and think about the check you made off of that dog. And
now, let's talk about that check. Let's talk about that Benjamin's check. For those that don't know, when that song came out, that song was on the radio, constant, on repeat. That's when these guys would have benefited from their publishing. That's where they would have peak benefited from their publishing. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't know the publishing deal that they made. You know, when Nori's early songs was making it on the radio, that's when he needed his publishing.
Then play the rock and roll version.
I don't think we have the rock and roll.
Then play the Jamaican version.
We're obviously deviating from the count.
So there it is. So this whole publishing battle's been going on a long time. But again, there's two sides to every story. And let's see what Diddy had to say about it on the next episode. Diddy brings Locks contracts to the
Give you a chance, and we're going to give you a chance to state that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I know that you have a bunch of paperwork with you, so I'm curious.
Yeah, because he said the paperwork game was tight. So I heard. I really went and pulled quotes. Cause I'm a good listener. So
all right,
the paperwork game is tight, and sometimes the paperwork, you know, the paperwork are just the facts.
Before I have to handle this just something. So I know you just walked in. I'm gonna let you take a minute, get some water or something.
Yeah, some water. Let me wet my palate.
And then we're gonna handle this, and we're gonna come
Diddy. You always on some sus shit.
back, and we're gonna talk to Puff, and we're gonna get to the phone.
No, you know, we it's gonna be clear, and it's also we're gonna give a tutorial. You know, we're gonna give a
Diddy gonna
consultation.
School us. Diddy gonna school us on how to take everything an artist works for. You gonna tell us what's up?
To the city?
No, to the Locks. We're gonna give a consultation.
Oh, it's for the Locks.
To the Warlocks.
Oh, okay. The Warlocks.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I named them the Locks.
Uh-oh.
So now, since it's all that, they gotta go back to the Warlocks.
All right, we're gonna. Wow. All right. I don't know where this is gonna go today.
No, it's gonna go very, very peaceful.
Yeah, no, I would hope so. I would hope so.
It's gonna be. They should listen, so they can learn, because, you know, it's very clear that they don't understand the business that they in for 10 years. But we gonna make it simple and plain, you know. So why don't we pay some bills so we ain't gotta stop talking?
All right, good. So that we could just go. Let me just handle this right quick.
Talk about what the number is. Let's talk
on Hot 97.
You wanna talk about what the number is? Let's talk about the number. Since the Locks was out here, they was here yesterday, and they said they didn't get no money.
They didn't say they didn't get no money.
The Locks.
They said they felt that at this point in their career that it doesn't make sense. They feel like you get more money.
So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you what I got.
Work.
I'm gonna tell you what I got. Let's ask you. Let's remove me and the Locks. Me and you in a business deal. I meet you when you coming up. You want me to invest in you. You know what I'm saying? You a new company.
I own you forever. No matter what you do when you leave me. If we break up amicably or unamicably, I own you forever. It's just the sound of greed is just what it is. It's like that.
I invested in D Block.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm invested in you. You a new company. At the end of the day, here come the splits. Out of the money, you get over $1.5 million, and I get 400 or under $400,000. That's it, New York. They got over $1.5 million, and I got.
This was back then?
No, this is everything today. They got 1.5
their
million
whole career?
albums. They got for the albums they put out. These remember, they the streets. They not making no #1 top 10 pop records.
They are. They making them for you, where the publishing come into play. See, he's trying to do magic tricks on the people. They do write #1 hits for the club, not for themselves, but for you. They do, and that's where the publishing comes in. You talking record sales? You talking 1.5 million? You talking 2 million in record sales? That's not what they was talking about. So he's already smoking mirrors over here.
They the streets. So they sitting here crying like I got more money. That's the money that I got. I'm divulging. I didn't even speak my information on the street.
Now, you supported their career, but they supported yours. Because you could have wrote your own fucking songs, but you didn't. They wrote your fucking songs. So they supported you too. It's like doing shit that ain't part of the deal. And you hear people complain about it. Oh, I think the game complained about it with G-Unit. Oh, they had the clothing line and we wasn't getting no money. And well, those are conversations that need to be had. The problem is we don't have the conversations, and then we get fired up. Now we want to fire on each other because we didn't have the conversation. Always worry about a dude that don't want to talk about the money.
I will never do this again.
Honestly, just because I let you get some of that specifics in. We didn't really get into too much of the specifics yesterday. I guess just the point that they came up here was, they might be misinformed. I don't know, yes or no, about how much exactly it is. But either way, they have been, they say, trying to get out of this publishing deal for 10 years.
Check this. Okay. If you check this out, if you yourself, you invest in AT&T,
right?
Okay.
No, I get it. I get it.
No. You invest in AT&T. AT&T, they didn't even start making phones. Then AT&T, whatever years later, say that they want your shares back. But there's no reason. They just say that they just want their shares back. Or even better, you buy a house. You go and you buy a house on set in Harlem. You go buy the house. And
I get it. You invest and you want to.
Yeah, but I'm saying it doesn't. So they've been calling, knock on the door, saying they want their house back. They had sold their house. They didn't even sell a house. To be honest, they came up here and they're portraying in New York that they sold a house. I don't own their house. Puff does not own 50%. Puff owns 20%. I don't never divulge my information or my business, but it's just the fact that this is just so crazy.
20% of what? 20% of their publishing? There's a producer half. There's a writer half. You own 20% of their half?
Crazy. And I'm just, it's not even worth it. This is not even worth it to me.
Right.
So out of the house that I bought, I don't even own the house. I just invested in the ground floor. So now you say, just give me the ground floor back just because. I could see if it was what they were saying. They came up here and cried to New York. They cried broke. They used the word slavery. Over $1.5 million in slavery, and I get 400. That's slavery. There's people that are really feeling like they working in the streets. Streets keep it real. There's people that are struggling, and they up here crying. Stop whining, man.
Let me just ask you this, and I have to play a song, and I'm gonna give you a chance with the paperwork and all that. We'll get into all of that.
Puff talking like he ain't just get threatened with a refrigerator falling on his head.
Just one question I have is that. One of the issues yesterday was that they felt like Jadakiss said this specifically, that they got into the game, they was young, now they blame their lawyers, they blame themselves, but it's been 10 years and they just feel like they were taken advantage of when they were younger and
I'm gonna go back
taken
to
advantage of by you.
So I took advantage of them by me. So while they had 300 members of the Rough Riders, they went through 7 lawyers. They They all had 2 parents, and I took advantage of them. Come on, man. They can say that all they want. It's just not the truth, and it's here in black and white. So I took advantage of you. How did I take advantage of them if they got over 1.5 and I got 4? Is that taking advantage of me and you?
That sounds like something other than publishing. I don't know what he's talking about, but again, it's smoke and mirrors. Definitely smoke and mirrors.
Business deal.
Right.
And I invest in you, and you make 1.5 and I make 4. Am I taking advantage of you? Am I?
No.
Okay. That's the facts. Let's talk about the facts, ladies and gentlemen. That's the facts. That's what it is, black and white. Here to cancel checks. I sent it to their accountant because they not on top of their business.
I want to.
They're speaking emotionally and they not on top. You ever know somebody and they just speak off the cuff and they haven't really gotten to the details to do their homework?
Why can't you guys why can't you sit down and work this out?
And slap them when they talk because they feel like he's jerking them around. So it's hard to have that conversation. And you feel like the lawyers are all in cahoots. It's hard to have that conversation. But they got to have that conversation. But you already see, he's already smoking mirrors. He's throwing numbers around. They got 1.5. That's for the record they put out. That's what he said. It's for the record they put out. What about the records they wrote for you? They were talking about No Way Out. They were in there talking about that record specifically. They were talking about your album. Where's that? You're not talking about that. So he's been playing these public relations, magician games for a long time.
Angie, you or whoever else not listening to me. I invited them to the office. You got to ask them. I invite them even still, because I know they ain't not busting a grape. They can still come to my office. I will act like this didn't even happen. I'll erase yesterday. Because my mind is strong like that.
So you're willing to sit down at this point?
And Angie, I told you the story that I saw the man. I told him to sit down.
I give Puff that too. He'll come and he'll deal with you. He's like Vince McMahon and Dana White. You could shit on those guys a lot and they'll take you back. But they're gonna take their piece.
Down. I see him at the concert. They ain't say nothing to me. How you gonna be on stage with somebody rocking the Benjamins in front of all of New York? You didn't say none of that. You got him right there. Then what did I do? I disappeared like abracadabra? Nah, I've been here. I'm gonna be at the office every day. So I'm gonna tell you again. So you clear. You bring him to the office then.
Me?
Anybody can. If somebody see him, see him in the streets, bring him to the office.
I'll bring him. We set up the meeting.
They called out to New York to help them to get them a ride to the office.
Can we play? Let me just play one song. So we can regroup and get.
Can we play a Biggie song?
You wanna?
Yeah.
Which Biggie song?
You ain't giving a new joint? Yeah. Play the single. Play the nasty girl joint.
We will too have to talk about the C's call and all of that stuff.
You can get into all that, but it's very important that all up and coming artists read and understand your contracts and your paperwork. The locks.
Come on, man. Just give me.
The locks ain't getting jerked. They got their money.
There it is.
And it ain't 50-50, it's 80-20, and I'm glad I was able to inform y'all of that. Y'all need to scream on your accountants and lawyers and yourselves for not reading, because it's right here. I'm going to highlight and show Angie your contract. If you read your contract, it says 80%.
Is it there? All right, we're going to look at the contract.
80% of what, bro? 80% of what? Record sales? That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about publishing. This dude's magic. Puff is magic.
You join us while we do that.
Hot 97. New hip hop, new R&B. Hot 97.
Run a new joint now.
Keep it hot.
Run it. When you hear new music, you know it's Hot 97, baby.
100% of their publishing back.
If it was
paperwork, they'll send paperwork.
Yeah.
Can you sit down and what would it take for them?
80-20.
What would it take for them to get 100% of their publishing back?
If it wasn't true, their lawyer could go and they could play this in a court of law. Why would I set myself up for that? That's number one.
Okay.
Number two is
because you haven't said the word publishing. You said specifically for the record that they did. Forget the record they did, bro. Whatever they wrote for you, that's included in their publishing. Forget about the record they did. We're not talking about the record they did.
Because I definitely need to apologize to New York for feeling a little emotional, but you got to understand, working as hard as I've worked to get to this point, and somebody saying that you stole from them, you know what I'm saying? My thing is to always to inspire, you know what I'm saying? And to motivate and to provide opportunities and to be. And so when I came up here being emotional,
It was just me expressing to y'all the true feelings. I got to give it to you true, because I never been at this point where such a blatant misrepresent, since the last time I was on trial for the gun, a blatant misrepresentation of the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it was so upsetting, because it was like I own 50.
Blatant misrepresentation of the truth is him saying that it's an 80-20 split. She keeps saying publishing. He's not even using the word publishing. He's just using magic words and talking around the subject.
50% of somebody's stuff, and it's a lifetime deal. That's not true. They have 5. We have them for 5 more options. So you gotta look.
They
at it
said
like
that
this.
yesterday, but they said that they have to be on. Let me just say what it is, so you can defend it. You can just put it out there. They said they have. The deal is that the albums that they have left that they owe you for publishing is on Bad Boy. So since they're not on Bad Boy, that they can't. That's not true.
This is
what you're saying.
This is really in New York. We shouldn't. To be honest, this is so embarrassing for them and for me to be saying it like this, because they just don't know the business. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. You know how we can stop it though. As grown people, let's talk about the facts. This facts I'm gonna state. You got to check.
Nah, publishing is publishing. It doesn't matter what label you on. If you own their publishing, you're gonna get their publishing. They're not talking about record sales. He got her confused. He's talking record sales and shit like that. Nah, they're talking about everything they wrote.
Checks in front of you. You reading it?
But I also have a contract that they just sent me that says 50-50.
Yeah, but I'll show you this contract. But you know we going back and forth.
I know.
At the end of the day, this business is between me and the Locks.
Diddy is a public relations magician. I'm telling you, man. The guy get away with murder for real. So the Lock said that they wanted to drop a refrigerator on his head. He come on here and say, hey, it's an 80-20 split. They made 1.5. I made 400 grand. She said from what? He said the record they did. Money, Power, Respect is the record they did. But they wrote on All About the Benjamins. That's a big check, publishing wise. And he's just doing magic words and we're not talking about it. Now, we're going to go back because we got to listen to Little C's discuss why he still got Biggie's publishing. Then until Valletta Wallace gets on with Diddy and Angie and tells Lil C's mind your business about Big's publishing.
I'm only stating the facts. I would not come up here and misrepresent myself. That's number one.
Okay, let me ask.
But anybody knows how publishing works knows that I can't own 50% of their publishing, because 50% goes straight.
So the publishing that you do have, it obviously means a lot to them. Would you be willing to sell them back or give them back their publishing?
She should have let him talk, because he was about to talk about how 50% goes to the producer and 50% goes to the writer. But what they're talking about is, yeah, man, give me my 50% back. Give me my publishing. Their 50% is 100% of their publishing. Had they produced and wrote the song, they'd have the real 100%. But their 50%, they're writing 50%, that's their money. That's their publishing. They sold it to you. Do they want it? Now, if you're telling me that you have a 80-20 split on their publishing, that's one thing. But that's not what I'm hearing Puff say in this interview. He's saying he got a 80-20 split on their record.
Is there any way that could happen?
I'm gonna say number one, they never had a discussion and never gave me an offer to buy it back. That's number one. Number two is they say that they're the streets.
And that's where it's at. That's what it is. See, they wanted him to just hand it back over. They didn't know they were selling it to begin with. You can't sell your publishing, not when you're that hot. You gotta hold out. I wonder if Fifth sold his publishing. I doubt it. Let me see. My bad. Let me see if 50 owns his publishing. Does 50 Cent own his publishing? Doesn't really say here. Does 50 Cent own his masters? 50 will be his master owner with the Animal Ambition doing whatever. I guess not. I don't know. If he made a deal, I'm sure he made a good deal. With these dudes, the deal that these dudes made, They were kids. Same thing with Nori. He made a bogus deal and he ended up with
You
Combat Jack. That was dude's name. He says Combat Jack and Tragedy jerked him, took his publishing, but he sold it for a price. But if you don't know what it is, how could you put a number on it? And that's what these young dudes do just to get out the hood.
Go and you get some consignment for 5 of them things from Poppy, and then you go to Poppy and say, nah, I just don't want to give it back. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. If he invested in you and invested in your dream to come up, and he gave you 5 of them things, and you owe him 5, that's what you're supposed to give him. But even more important,
you give him the 5, but you don't give him a 5 every day again for the rest of your life. You give him what you owe. They didn't know what they were selling. That's the part that you're not talking about. When they go to Poppy, they know what they're going to get from Poppy. Don't confuse it.
Never even had a conversation with me. They never had a conversation. They never.
It's so hard to do this interview because it's so the stories are so conflicting.
If they get, but there's one story. If I'm bringing canceled checks, I can't do no more than that. They came up here and they made y'all believe that they don't want to rap no more because. But this is a fake. You're not even acknowledging this is what they do. Free the Locks 1. Free the Locks Part 2 with Interscope. Hey, that worked. Jimmy got on the phone. Let's go after Puff. Let's see if this worked. It definitely worked because they hit a nerve, and it's not really like me, but it's just like this station right here is a very strong station, and that's a very strong accusation of stealing from somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have I got mine off for hard work. I don't have to steal from nobody.
You said you were going to let me do some questions.
Yes.
Let me do some questions. Do some questions. Are you willing to give them back or sell them back their publishing?
If the right situation is presented.
What would it take?
Yes.
I mean, we've taken it this far. There's checks laying out here. We've taken it this far. What would it take,
Angie,
for them to have their publishing
Angie,
back?
You got to understand in the record business, it's not that simple. You got to sit down with the accountants and with the lawyers and deal with the facts.
But you're willing to...
It's not that. I've said for 20 times I'm at the office. So we keep asking the same question. I'm going to be at the office, so you bring them up so you can see.
Me.
Whoever.
I'm gonna bring them. Can we set up a business meeting?
Bring them. Bring them.
For real. Can we set up a business meeting?
They could have had a business meeting, Angie. It didn't take all of this.
For whatever reason, they feel like they can't. They couldn't have.
Okay. So
tell me about this quote. I'm giving you a chance to respond to the accusations yesterday, but you're not letting me put them out there for you to respond to. Let me just put them out there. You respond.
Okay. Did we get the last one clear? That they can have a meeting in New York.
We can have a meeting. See? Check. That's done. Check. One thing done.
Bring their lawyers too.
Check. Accomplished. Okay.
Bring their
Second
lawyers.
thing.
Some goons.
They did say that they have tried to reach out to you. They actually even quoted you as saying, Paul McCartney, the Beatles can't talk to Michael Jackson about their publishing.
Damn.
Angie, as I told you before, I brought it up to them. This whole thing stemmed from the beef that they have now, that they not dealing with their own beef. And at the end of one of the mixtape records, they got a bomb thrown at them. And so I brought it up to Jada, like, yo, I know that must be on your mind. If you ever want to talk to me, he never brought it up to me. That's like your man sitting next to you. He don't talk about something.
I'm trying to understand. Maybe he's talking about when he was going at it with 50. Maybe 50 said something about how they were getting jerked by Puff. And that's another one we'll go through one day. The argument between Fifth and Cam and Styles on radio. But maybe Puff's talking about, did he mention something about them getting jerked for their publishing? And now Puff is equating that with why they're talking about it.
They need to have the heart to talk about it. Don't nobody help them. Drop them off at the office. Let them come talk to me themselves. They never did that.
We're going to set up a business meeting. We're going to set up a business meeting and start with
anytime.
That. Okay, so then C's calls up yesterday. I guess the publishing discussion sparked a nerve in Lil C's, who called up and said that you own some of Biggie's publishing still, and he obviously felt the way about that. Felt you should come up off of it, is what he said, and give it to.
You know what I'm gonna do for that? I'm gonna let Miss Wallace. She's calling in. I'm gonna let her handle that. I'm gonna let her.
Okay.
She called and asked to answer that. She said that's her son's business. She wants to answer that. The Locks may want to put their business out in the street. She said if her son's business is gonna be put out in the street, she wants to answer that.
She wants to speak on it.
Yeah, she wants to speak on it.
Yo, Valletta Wallace a goon for real.
Yeah, you gonna get her on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get Miss Wallace on the telephone. Who's gonna somebody do it from out there? All right, let's play. We want to play a Biggie joint and then get a second to get Miss Wallace on the phone. And
yeah, definitely. We need to play the Biggie new single off the Duets album, feature Edge, myself, Notorious B.I.G. The new single out, Jazzy Fizzle, Album in stores December 20th. Really, come on,
Because-
y'all. Everybody in the music industry knows that they are not going to run up or be on no off. Universal ain't even going to take the call. They're going to be, okay, y'all want to get off? You got a contract.
Okay, but
Like T.O.
as it stands, I'm just trying to 80%. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to just clarify because I just got another the facts. It's
80%,
50-50.
80% goes to them.
Is that right?
80% goes to them.
Okay. All right, as it stands, there's going to be a business meeting.
Conflicting paperwork, boy. The devil.
With some lawyers involved.
It could have been one yesterday. Ain't nobody showed up. I got a video.
All right, well, but now
I'm gonna be clear because I make sure my stuff is quoted right. Have them send you their number. Let's keep it gangster. Have them send you their number. I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call them myself.
When you leave here,
let's get.
You'll call them tonight.
Let's get. I'm gonna call them right over there by the Coke machine because you know grown men handle business. This is not gangster. This is just so not. This is not even manly. You know what I'm saying? This is a borderline.
See, that could have got your ass kicked. It's not manly. What you talking about, bro? Who are you? You the authority on that? That's crazy.
You know, funny style. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
When you got a situation, you handle it man to man. Angie can't help the situation. New York can't help it. You gotta help yourself. You come and see me, and so I can teach you. And then you're gonna dance. I think you really gonna thank me. You know what I'm saying? I think you're gonna thank me because I invested in and I believed in y'all. We shouldn't have no beef. Y'all believed in me. I believed in y'all. I never said nothing derogatory about them or nobody else. You wanted to leave, I let you go. Any other record label would have left you there. But let's handle it like men. Don't call the radio station up when you could call me. All right? That's it. Call me. Don't make a mixtape. You call me. I don't play those games.
So you're gonna call them after this. There will be a meeting.
I want them to call
But
me.
on the contrary, what they say is ain't no calling him. Got to talk to the lawyers.
Me, but
They did say they were coming back next week. It's up to them. They're not contractually obligated.
If they come back next week, New York,
just letting it know.
And once they get finished, drive them to the office. I'll be there so we can stop being
Good.
misled.
That would be great. That would be great if you guys could have a meeting before next week. All right, Puffy, thank you. I know you got any going on. I know you had, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna end it on a positive note, just the way things should be end, because everybody's listening, looking at hip hop and looking at us and looking at what we do and how we handle ourselves. I have no problem with the locks. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely grateful for the time I had with them, the experience, the association, the times we had on stage, the time we even had last week at the Meadowlands in Philly. I thank them for the Benjamins, you know what I'm saying? Being a part of that, writing it for me. I'm a fan of this. I can only get worked up off of real beef. This ain't beef, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with them. I wish that they would just handle their business and handle it like mature men and not put their business out in the street and come deal with me directly. So it's out in the street.
So that's just more of this. This has been happening for 30 years. There's been a discrepancy with the publishing when it comes to Bad Boy. And today in 2023, Puffy gives it back. Is it a PR stunt? I don't know. Maybe I'll put up a poll or something. We'll see if it's a PR stunt. Let me find Biggie's mom telling Lil C's to mind his business.
I'm trying to be very, very still. You, the publishing, you or Biggie's kid. The previous day about Diddy still holding on to their publishing and not being so pleased about that. So yesterday, Miss Wallace. Now, our girl Angie sat down yesterday with Diddy. He came into the studio to respond to the allegations the Locks made the previous day about Diddy still holding on to their publishing and not being so pleased about that. So yesterday, Miss Wallace called in, and baby, I don't even think I'm as entertained by what was supposed to be the meat and potatoes of the interview as I am by Miss Wallace's gangster. Like, she is clearly caught up.
She's definitely.
She said, "Cool it, settle down, be very, very still and quiet." And she was talking about Lil C's. She told him. She said, "Cool it, settle
settle down. Be very, very still. Hush up your mouth and sit straight in the chair.
Gosh.
Be cool and settle down.
Ooh, we're gonna let y'all hear the second half of this interview, but she's talking about how Lil C's needs to mind his business, that she doesn't have a problem with Diddy and the publishing. I guess that she wrote about in the book as having had a problem with Diddy taking Big's publishing earlier on. Now she's saying Little C's needs to
Cool it. Hush. Be very, very still. If you don't want the beef squashed, then it won't be squashed. But you will be very still.
Evidently, I guess he doesn't want it to be squashed.
You don't want people talking about the business.
Huh?
You don't want people talking about the business on the radio.
Well, I don't think it's NFC's business. I think I need to talk about our business. And if Puffy wants to talk about it, that's his business.
Right.
But Faith and I will, whenever it comes to Christopher Wallace estate, Faith and I deals with that, not Lil C. Lil C doesn't know what transpired between Puffy, Faith, and myself.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have any right. He doesn't know. I can guarantee you, if that's his statement, he doesn't know anything.
Still and very, very quiet. And cool it.
Wow, so you're happy as it stands.
Oh, we're very happy.
That's all we can.
Listen, Puff gets a lot. I mean, Big got a lot out of publishing coming to him. Big wrote for Kim, Big wrote for Puff, Big wrote for C's, Big wrote for everybody. He got publishing coming to him. You know what I'm saying? He got publishing coming to him.
I know if Puffy's crying.
That's all we could ask to hear.
Crying. Or very sad.
No.
But as far as the estate is concerned, we are very happy.
But can we please?
There it is. She sided with Diddy on that one. So eventually, the Locks and Diddy worked out a deal. And they got a percentage of their publishing back. They didn't disclose, they didn't disclose numbers. But they did let it be known that they made a deal and they worked things out. Hold on, I'm just looking for a resolution video here. A lot of dope stuff. Y'all let me know if you want me to react to more like classic hip-hop stories and get my insight on that. It's a lot of good ones, man. Jadakiss recalls Styles P throwing a chair at Diddy so the Lost could leave Bad Boy Records. She glutes on Jadakiss threatening to drop a fridge over publishing. Now, this was 2 years ago. So here we are today. This was 2021. Here we are today, 2023. And Sheek Luch is getting his publishing, all of it back from P. Diddy.
Respect on it as well, which was an absolute banger.
Crazy, insane. Yep, money, power, respect. With my homie, we put X on it.
Yep. DMX is on it.
Blew up,
and Lil Kim is on it.
Absolutely, blew up. I remember walking into the studio because it was Kim and Styles. They was in there working on a hook. I was like, yo, this track is fire. And they kind of had mapped it out by the time I even got in that night. And it came out crazy. And now the world got to hear X for real. Word.
Yeah. And then, the album, Money, Power, Respect, comes out.
Yeah.
And it goes platinum.
Absolutely.
So how does it feel to be, basically fresh off the block and having a platinum album?
Facts. Incredible. The love, and then touring and all the touring was new to us. Before we just go, because we own. Absolutely,
J-Lo, Jenny's from the block. But
so anybody in this video now could come like this to a nigga video and get love. And people loved it. It put everybody in a I always tag them.
DMX becomes a superstar.
At the time, we thinking automatically, yo, just let us off, Puff, and that's how it works. It don't go like that. It don't go like that at all. You got to go through shit. We signed and and like I said, like one more time with Puff, cause
but you guys are on paperwork.
Absolutely.
And now,
and
DMX becomes a superstar.
Absolutely.
On the label.
Yeah.
And now,
yeah.
Right. And the whole time, you guys are being managed by D and Y. Who then launched Rough Riders. And
so for those that don't know, the Locks were managed by D&Y, CEOs of the Rough Riders. They got them to deal with Puff through Mary J. Blige. And then they started Rough Riders, X blew up, and then the Locks wanted to get off Bad Boy and go to Rough Riders.
DMX becomes a superstar.
Absolutely.
On the label.
Yeah.
And now you guys actually want to jump ship and leave Bad Boy and go to Rough Riders. But you guys are on paperwork.
Absolutely. That same paperwork we talked about earlier that we signed. And, you know, and like I said, like one more time with Puff, because I love that brother, man. It was the same paperwork binding to us, and we just want it off. At the time, we thinking automatically, yo, just let us off, Puff, and that's how it works. It don't go like that.
It don't go like that. I'm surprised it worked for them. If it was gonna work for anybody, it was gonna work for them. You know, Puffy uses public relations the way he uses public relations. The Locks use public relations the way they use public relations. Their public relations is the street, word of mouth.
Don't go like that at all. You got to go through shit. Money was spent. Who's getting reimbursed? Is this new label ready to do it? The new label we wanted to go to wasn't ready to do that yet. The money that Puff wanted, they just, you gotta understand, D&Y was fresh off the streets for real. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm starting their movement. They was managers of us, but they weren't the managers that's in the game already that, you know, you pick up these are our brothers learning the game. So yeah, man, we want it off, and our only way that we knew how to get off was with Puff. The kind of person with Puff was to bring it to the streets with the Let the Locks Go campaign.
Facts.
We did that shit at one of them summer jams.
T-shirts,
yo, you seen it? We had hats, T-shirts. We had the whole crowd. Let the Locks go, chicks and yell, hey Puff. He'll turn, they go, let the Locks go, mother. Like, yo, it be some crazy shit like that. That shit was getting to somebody that would get to you. You know what I mean? And then finally he was like, yo, whatever y'all want to do, y'all good. Y'all got my blessings, y'all could go. And we had to, what we had to do, like, you know, you get, after a certain amount of albums, and then your publishing comes back. You know, it's a procedure.
Yeah. Well, I remember, I think it was like around 2000.
After a certain amount of albums, the publisher comes back. They owed them, 6 albums on Bad Boy? They didn't do those 6 albums on Bad Boy, so they couldn't get their publishing back. Is that what they were talking about earlier?
2005 or whatever, you guys went on the radio, I think it was Hot 97, talking about how, you know, Puff still owns part of your publishing, and I think like Jadakiss was talking about dropping refrigerators
off them, all that crazy shit. Yo, and the crazy shit, I tell the story all the time. I'm in there, I got a project out, I got like an album out. I'm thinking my brother's gonna come up to the radio and help me promote my shit. These niggas,
he was there. My bad. I said he was in the joint because he's usually in the joint when the shit goes down for them. He was there. He was just silent as they threw refrigerators off the building.
Nothing to do about Sheik. I'm sitting there looking like, the fuck, man? I got a new album, this song, these niggas, they talking about dropping refrigerators. Yo, Puff on the line. Yo, dog, no Sheik, no single, no nothing. Them niggas just deboed me, dog. Crazy. I'm looking like, yeah. Then I think Angie finally said, okay, so Sheik, the song you got out, man, they don't want to hear that shit no more. I'm out of here, man. And that's how that went. Yeah.
Well, but I remember, I think like the next day, Puff went on the radio and actually gave y'all your publishing back.
Yeah. See, you understand, like, that's how Puff was. Legally, you're not gonna get to him. You're not gonna get to you. You can't touch that man financially, lawyer-wise, none of that. We don't. Come on now. You know what I mean? So hurting him that way, it'll take years. That's the definition of being shelved. We went other routes. Like, yo, we and that Puff wasn't with that. He couldn't stand that.
Yeah.
They struck a nerve by forcing him to do public relations. By forcing him to do public relations, They was just out there making him look bad. He had to defend himself. You know?
And we did give motherfuckers the blueprint on how to go about shit. We was the first artist, I think, ever to say we're not happy with our situation, we want off. I can't be all the way correct on that, but like, you know, I'm pretty sure all the Motown days and all that, but I'm just saying that we was like one of the first to be rebels in this, to say we don't like our paperwork, we want off, we want to go about it this way. Niggas wasn't doing that. Now you see it all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. And then you guys joined Rough Riders.
Which was our brothers / management that got a sick ass movement. But you see how they did it. They had X on all these Big Locks records. You get what I'm saying? And niggas done started something and all this kind of stuff all over the streets. It just got crazy. Yeah, it was smart.
It's a beautiful time. All right, man. Well, I'll pose the question and I'll put a poll up. Was this public relations for Puff? Was Puff giving back everybody's publishing, just public relations to make him look good right now so that he can go get himself a better deal now that he lost his liquor deals? Who knows? We shall see. We shall see. Either way, I hope that these artists can figure out and find out what they can do with their publishing and make some money. Any money. Puff might be a day late and a dollar short, though. These people already made their lives without what they had coming to them. But you young bucks, don't sell what you got coming to you before it comes to you. I wanted to get this chase in before we get out of here. I don't know this dude's face. This is Ohio cops arrest murder suspect after wild foot chase through Walmart. Let's check it out. The things you see in Walmart. The people of Walmart.
HBA?
What do you say?
Looking for a killing. I don't know if the killing happened right before this or if this is somebody they've been looking for. I don't know if she even sees them yet, but here we go. Gone on there. Oh, hit a move on him. Hey, he's staying pretty close, fat boy. Well done. Damn, she's gone. Out the door? No. Dead end? No. You better climb the wall.
Turn around! Hey, chill, I ain't doing that. Turn around. Can I get my cousin?
She must have worked in that store. She knew the layout. Damn. Who did she kill? What happened?
Can I get my cousin, man?
Don't move.
Don't move. Smack you up.
Female custody. We're in the her department.
Stand up. Lean to the right. Lean to the right. Sit up.
Got her thunders dirty. Or her lightnings. No, her thunders.
Stand up for me.
It's late. Yeah, them thunders.
Back here? No, they was in the front by us. She ran back here.
That boy fast.
Can I get my cousin's keys?
No.
Oh, you could have hit that door, showed it would have opened for you. But they was all right there. Oh, that's what it was. She peeked them.
Yes.
Hey, I got a question.
Hold on.
Anything on you? Yeah, that's why I was asking.
What do you got on you?
Please,
What do you have on you?
Nothing. I'm talking about my money. That's what I'm asking.
Don't move.
I don't got nothing. Take your shoe off. I promise I ain't got. Listen.
Where you sign that? You hear
That's what I'm saying. I just want you to get that phone number so you can give it to my friend, please. She ain't got nothing.
You gotta go in there.
And I know how
All right, you can put your shoes back on, okay? Here, I'll get the other side.
Is it in there? The clutcher? Yeah.
What you do, shorty? What you out there killing people for?
I'm putting the email in right now.
Okay, so put your foot in. Let me. Okay, listen. Right now, you're being detained.
I understand.
Okay, so I'm gonna verbalize you your Miranda warning. Before you speak or say anything to me, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can't be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney.
She
You can
got
have a 411 be appointed to you
scar
for
right in the middle of her forehead like the girl that 50 hit with
rights.
the microphone.
Denying statements or questions. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
She's running?
Running from the car? Oh, this is another camera. Y'all ain't do nothing?
She said it.
The initial dude got her. I thought she just
Cover that
jumped
door!
out the
Cover that
car.
door!
This door?
What y'all doing? She gonna run up and pull the move? Yeah, she is.
Get on the ground! On the fucking ground! On the ground now!
What you got to do with it?
On your belly! On your belly!
What you
Hands
got
me
to
on
do
your
with it?
back!
Yo, I'm so confused. I need to know the story.
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm gonna see it.
Well, figure it out.
Okay, I need to call him out.
No, you're not touching me.
I need
Stay good guys, ma'am. What's her name? What's your name, ma'am?
Fuck you, pig.
We have it?
They have her in that mode.
I thought she ran. What?
They said she was running. They have her.
No, but they called her. Which one
Why
is
don't you
she?
tackle her with the baby, stupid?
Is that her?
No, they have her in that mode. She's like 4'9". They have her. They detained her in that.
Oh, they got her.
They have her. Yeah.
Oh, good, good, good.
They were doing that while you were doing this.
Oh, good.
Tell you the truth, bitch.
The female detained, right?
Is the female in custody?
Safe? Yeah, I got it. Good.
Okay, so we got him too. Good. Why are you running? For what?
Huh?
Why are you running?
She was running. They were chasing her.
Who's chasing who?
The police were chasing
So you just start running?
Yeah, that's not how that works. She was
That's not
running
how it
with
works,
us.
buddy. Where's your car? Where's your car?
What did Buddy do? His argument is she was with us. She took off running. Shit. So I took off running. or does he have something to do with whatever's going down? Supposedly this is the arrest of a murder suspect.
All right, you gotta put him in here.
Copy. You have anything on you? Any weapons? Any drugs?
I'm putting this
All
in front, okay?
All right. Where's the money at? Don't reach.
Don't reach for
I need to
anything.
figure out what happened.
You got weed on you? I can smell it.
I ain't got weed on me.
You got it somewhere.
Why don't you fucking go to somewhere? Well, it ain't here, bitch. It only counts if it's here. Fuck you, I got it somewhere. I ain't seen know what happened. Let's see what happened right here. Body cam footage shows Ohio police arresting two stalking suspects after a wild foot chase through Walmart on August 13th. The Cleveland Police Department said Shanaja Jones and Walter Clay Robinson Jr. took off running when confronted by officers at Supercenter. Both Robinson and Jones were charged with menacing by stalking, while Jones faced additional charges for murder and contempt of court. So this stupid little thing popped him off on another case for good. Did yourself dirty, buddy. Did yourself dirty. Alright, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming through and kicking it. The couple of you that came through, I'm going to stay persistent and keep this moving. Cut these up, clip them, and put them out. If you got any suggestions, if you got any questions, comments, you know where to leave them. Please give it a like and a subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.